Well, a hearty good evening to everybody. It is time once again for the time honored tradition of Champion Brothers, ChampCast, Bubba's Big Broadcast, or
Let's talk some Southern gospel.
yes, give them up. They're going crazy. All right, mighty fine.
Here we are again.
Look, right over there's Neil. Wait, there he is. Yeah, right there.
There is Prius.
Have you had a good week so far?
It has been an all right week. Yes,
Yeah.
I've had worse before, no doubt about it. But
Oh, that's
it has
true.
been good. Yeah.
What was it Jake always used to say? It's either going to get better, it's going to get worse, or it's going to stay about the same. So,
Just three choices, just three options.
and when I finished watching the sports a while ago, and they told me that Wheel of Fortune wasn't coming on, I said, "Well, I'm going to get ready for the broadcast because there was some
Oh my.
feller from Washington, I think it was going to talk to us about something." And I was like, ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah. I hear
Let's
you.
go get with my brother and let's talk about some gospel music. I like that a whole lot better anyway. So
That'll work.
we got all kind of things to talk about. Number one of which is that's scrolling on your screen right now. Tell them about it, Neil.
July the 23rd. We're going to be back at Fayette Civic Center. Not just we are, but we hope you are too. And we are bringing in on that Saturday night at 6 p.m. the Lefevre Quartet out of
Da-da-da. There they are.
out of Atlanta, Georgia. Yeah. Chosen Witness will sing a few. Faithful Friends will be there, Chris and Faithful Friends, and then we'll have a whole lot of Lefevre Quartet. So we had a great night back in March when we had Dixie Echoes there, and from that point it was decided just to, hey, let's do this at least 3 times a year. So that's what we're doing: March, July, November, and July's coming on fast. Let me tell you, July 23rd, 6 p.m. No admission. We're not charging any ticket price or anything like that. You just come. You come as you are, and you come and be blessed and worship with us that night and get the story of Jesus Christ through these Southern gospel songs.
And I don't mean to correct my older brother. It's
Please
just
correct
one of my little pet peeves, but you covered it well. I mean, you said everything you were supposed to say.
Okay.
But I've often wondered why people will announce a concert and say there's no admission.
Charge.
Well, if you just stop right there at no admission, it's like, well, does that mean somebody's going to be standing at the door turning people away and not letting you in?
Not
There's
going
no
to let you
admission
in.
charge. And the other half of that is a love offering will be taken. Well, we're not going to beat you over the head and take your money. We're going to receive a love offering. If you want to give, great. If you don't, that's fine too. We just want you to come and enjoy the music and enjoy the gospel that night. So
Exactly. 2 very good corrections right there. No doubt.
well, I mean that just it's just one of them things. So
Yeah,
I don't
I
think
hear you.
Greg Field still likes me because I pointed that out to him one time. But
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Truth hurts sometimes.
hey
Greg.
to Greg if you happen to be tuning in tonight. So
Yeah.
y'all tell him about it. I love Greg Fields. Ever
Oh,
since the days when I was a kid and I saw him in Columbus and he was dressed up like a policeman. Oh wait, he was one. No.
That's right. That's right. He
But that's
was.
what I told Mama. I said, Mama, there's Greg Fields. He's dressed up like a policeman. I probably wasn't, but I don't know, 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, somewhere along in
Yes.
there. But
Yes. I remember that. Yep.
I don't know how we got on that, but okay. Hey, we want to hear from you. If you want to drop a comment in, we are live tonight, and we'll respond to you and let us know what you like or don't like, or anything, comments you want to peel off from the memories that we'll be sharing tonight. Megan Edgeworth's joining us and says hey to us, and pray that we're both doing well tonight. Yeah, I reckon I am. You?
I am. Yes.
Okay, that's good. So if y'all want to drop a comment in there, we always love to hear who is watching and listening to us tonight. And when we called and talked about the show tonight, Neil, you came up with a very interesting, I guess you'd say, topic or whatever you want to call it. But just tell the folks what you came up with for tonight. I like this.
Yeah, I can't explain how my mind works sometimes, but thoughts just pop in my head. I had a particular song I wanted to share this week, and I pulled that song up, and I just happened to notice that it was track number 11 on the particular project that it was on.
Yeah.
and that just kind of stuck in my head. Oh, 11, 1, 1. Because I've got this thing that really started years ago about ones. It's like I just see ones everywhere. I see tag numbers with 111 in them. I see if I'm sitting at a table in a restaurant, it's usually table 111. If I'm, a lot of times my bill will be $11.11. I mean, I just see ones everywhere. I mean,
Well, you are in computers and you are binary, and that's all zeros and ones. So I reckon that's got something to do with it.
so I took the better side instead of nothing. I took one. Yeah, maybe
There
that's
you
it.
go.
Maybe that's it. Yeah, yeah. So that just kind of stuck out at me as because of all the ones, and I thought. I wonder what other songs are track 11 on projects. And I've never searched my music inventory this way, but I just come up and said, show me all the track 11s. Now, of course, that eliminates all the artist projects that only had 10 songs on their
Oh
tracks.
yeah,
It's a
which
lot.
is a lot of them. Yeah,
But I come across some interesting songs that were track 11. I thought, let's
yeah.
just share those. Most of them had some kind of memory or something we can talk about kind of associated with them. So I thought, hey, let's just take off there and see what happens.
Yeah, and it was so funny because one of my oh look, hey, told y'all again,
All
keep
right.
that door closed. All right.
Yeah.
One of my 18 jobs, and I still got my shirt on, is the Fayette Aquatic Center. And when you told me that about the 11s thing today, the first 2 days of attendance, we opened up for the season last Saturday, and the attendance on Saturday and Sunday, the total was 1,111.
Today, the day that
So-
I talked about this and picked
Yeah. But I was just like, I thought that was interesting that that was the total attendance for the first 2 days was 1111. So,
Well,
hey, Megan's home.
wave at us, Megan.
Oh, she can't hear you, I don't think. I just
No,
got
she
you in
can't.
my ears. But
Yeah.
anyway, you won't come be a guest on the show, Megs?
I'll just come say hey.
Okay, she's going to come say hey.
All righty.
Everybody meet Megan. Say hey to Megan.
Megan, hey,
She's just
Megan.
in from CVS, and she's going to take care of the dogs.
Okay. All right. All right. Who let the dogs out? Megan.
Yep, that's right. Megan let the dogs out. So
At lunchtime, Loretta held up her phone to show me a particular thing on her phone, and the number she was pointed at was 111. And she had
there you go.
no clue about this. I'm telling you, what digit do you think is on the face of a clock the most?
well, yeah.
Well,
that makes
one.
sense.
That's definite. Now,
Yeah.
there's just a lot of ones. So I thought, let's run with that. How about it?
Oh, and next week we're going to talk about my quirk, Tom T. Hall's homecoming. No, I'm just kidding.
We may do it. Who knows? We can probably take all kind of tangents from that. No telling what we're liable.
Well, let's jump in. I mean, do you want to go back? You sent me a list, and I don't know if there was any particular order to them, but
Well, the song
This-
that got this started and that I already had in my mind I wanted to share this week was the one that we call Cousin Brother Scott
yeah.
from his project he did, The Plan You Have for Me, back in, I think it was back in 2013 is when he did this. And a song he put on that project was Till the Storm Passes By. Great song from gospel music. Rolling, but look at there, Scott's even listening in when I talk about him. Ain't that something?
There you
But,
go.
But I wanted to share this song, and after the song, we might talk a little bit about. We were there when it happened, at least from a good portion of it happened. You and I both. So let's share that. Here's Scott Bolden with "Till the Storm Passes By."
In the dark of the midnight have I often hid my face, while the storms howl above me and there's no hiding place. Mid the crash of the thunder, precious Lord, hear my cry. Keep me safe till the storm passes by. Till the storm passes over. Till the thunder sounds no more. till the clouds roll forever from the sky. Hold me fast, let me stand in the hollow of thy hand. Keep me safe till the storm passes by. Many times Satan whispered, there's no use to try, for there's no end of sorrow, and there's no hope by and by. But I know thou art with me, and tomorrow I'll rise where the storms never darken the skies, till the storm passes over, till the thunder sounds no more, till the clouds roll forever from the sky. Hold me fast, let me stand in the hollow of thy hand. Keep me safe till the storm passes by. Keep me safe till the storm passes by.
That's Scott Bolden, Until the Storm Passes By, here on the Big Champ Brothers broadcast. Let me stop that and get that going. There we go. That went well. I had my readers on because I was trying to find a picture while you're talking about the history behind that. You were talking about when we went down there and was around when Scott was doing that project.
Right, right. Yeah, we were, like I said, he invited us to be a part of it and sing a little bit of backup. And another gentleman that you'll see in just a minute if Chris finds a picture, but Steve Ladd is singing background on that project as well.
What year was that? Scott, tell me if Neil
I think it was 2013, I believe.
Okay.
Scott can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it was 2013.
I've slept since then, but
Yeah.
chime in, Scott. Tell me what year it was because I'm looking through my old memories. Wait a minute. Here we go.
Yeah, he said it was 2013. Yep.
Yeah. I was like, why did I even doubt you? But
That song, while you're finding a picture, let me just say about that song. I mean, all too often we get our eyes fixed on all the damage the wind is doing in the storm. We get our minds fixed on the waves and them rolling. We get shaken by the thunder or by the lightning. And if we could just rest in the one that's going to keep us safe till the storm is over, because it ain't going to last forever. That storm's going to pass.
yeah.
And that's a sermon I preach myself quite often that song has in it.
Absolutely. And for whatever reason, I found some pictures of just the studio. I didn't have any of us, but Steve Ladd, did you say his name or did you say?
I mentioned him. Yeah. Steve Ladd.
But yeah. And I'm trying to find the reason I couldn't find it while the song was playing. And I'm having to kind of go in a roundabout way of doing this. But anyway, if you want to either talk about the singing or do something else while I'm working on this, because it's going to make sense. Man, I'm sounding like Mark Jones all of a sudden. It's going to make sense once I show you the picture, because I remember it was me and Scott and Jordan Lawler rode down there together. And,
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm trying to, if I don't know if you heard that ding or not, but, and I'm just trying to get this picture saved because when we were coming back, because we went to Pensacola, did you say that?
I
We
don't
went
think
to
I did say
Pensacola
what, but yeah,
to Randy and Scoot's studio.
yeah,
Uh, man, I'm trying to do too many things at once.
yeah.
I'm
And
trying to think. What's the
I
name of
was
their
thinking,
studio?
oh, it's Echo Sound Studios. Yeah,
Did we lose Neil? Wait a minute.
Echo Sound
There
Studios.
you go. I'm sorry. I had you muted for some reason. Boy, howdy. I need to
Okay.
learn. I'm going to be good at computers once I learn how.
Yeah, we were there at Echo Sound Studios.
Yeah. So, and this is probably so much time's taking place, and I've been rambling so long that you're not going to, this isn't going to make any sense anymore. But
Lay it on us anyway.
my goodness sakes alive, what is wrong with me? Well, now I can't find the picture that I just saved.
Yeah, I was singing some backup. Of course, Steve Ladd singing the high harmony. And then I remember that day I had to actually, I was kind of off work, but yet I had a couple of things I had to do. And one was get on a conference call. And I had to run out to the van and get on a conference call. And I remember you cut a song or two or three so the session could keep going while I had to run out and work just a little bit.
Are you hearing all that? If you are, I'm sorry.
I'm hearing mouse clicks, but that's pleasant. That means
Okay.
progress.
Well, my computer dinging at me, and
Okay.
man, I can't. I'm just plumb embarrassed at myself. But
Oh, that's all right. That's all right.
it's like the pressure gets on, and it's like that thing hits me, and I was like, "Hey, I got a picture of that, and that's going to make a lot of sense with this song."
Yeah.
But anyway, said all that to say this.
I'm a
Hey,
listener.
Mark. This was a picture that I took when we were coming back through Mobile.
Really?
It was thunderstorming.
Okay.
And I was thinking, okay, well, that's pretty cool because we just, Lord, just keep me safe till the storm passes by.
There you go.
And I took that shot. I think I sent it to James Spann, and he might have used it that night. I'm not sure. But I just thought that was cool that I actually captured a lightning strike or a lightning bolt like that. And I was like, man, that's pretty cool.
That is the day that song was recorded. Wow.
So
Wow.
anyway, well, that went a
cool.
whole lot longer than I meant for it to.
Hey, just see if you can follow this. I'm gonna do this, and then you add a note.
Okay.
One. All right, because Drew Gordon said sang one, champions. So we just did.
Oh,
Yeah. You didn't even know what you was doing, did you?
wait. Okay, here we go. Since this show's already gone off on the rails, Scott said he just sent us a picture of all of us in the studio that day. So
Oh, okay.
let me see if I can get it going or not.
Now, Scott, you know how long it took him last time, and you got him doing it again.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate your confidence there, brother. But I think I got it a little bit better this time. And no, I don't. Okay, all right, mighty fine. Let's just, for some reason, it keeps renaming the file wrong, and I'm having to change it.
How dare it do such?
I don't know. I don't know. All right, mighty fine. These boys. Wish y'all hadn't said that. Hey, the cool part about it?
What's
This
that?
is the only thing on our pages right now. Okay.
That's right. I wonder how many.
Should I let the cat out of the bag yet?
Which one?
Yeah. I'm running on a somewhere just over 60 minutes of sleep since 5 o'clock yesterday morning. So, and there's a bunch of reasons behind that, but I had work to do late, and it took me a lot longer than I thought. I had been to the doctor earlier this week, something that turned out to be nothing, but he gave me some steroids, and I was like, the combination of steroids, and I had slept a whole lot the previous 2 nights. So I laid down about 2 o'clock this morning and couldn't go to sleep. just laid and tossed and turned and all. And I don't remember seeing the clock any during the 4 o'clock hour, so I know I got at least that hour, plus a little bit of scattered here and there. So I think that's probably what's wrong with me more than anything. But I need to go lay down. But look, there we are, all in the studio.
There we are. Man, that's a fluffy Neil too, just like he was.
I'm telling you. Some things never change. Hey, Chris, with your Titan shirt on, it's still hanging in my closet in there, and I wear it from time to time. So, but yeah, left to right, that's Scott and Neil and me and Steve Ladd and Randy Shellnut. So
yeah, that was a fun day. Sure was.
Down at Echo Sound with Hovey and the little girl on the piano there in the background behind Randy's piano there in the studio. So
yeah.
Good times.
For sure. For sure. Hey, let's say, hey, Joe Brown, glad you
look at there, Joe Brown.
Do you have a song memory that comes to mind when you hear or think of Joe Brown?
Zion's Hill.
Zion's Hill. That goes way back, and that's the first song I can remember him singing. Us, the Colombians sang with the Songs of Faith out at the Gordo football field.
Yeah.
Back long time ago. I mean,
in fact, see,
we probably got on Joe's nerves that night because we were so young and so probably no telling what. We probably got on his nerves, but hey, yeah, I'm glad you're watching, Joe.
I clipped the Faithful Friends to the top of the Bama Boys tonight, so it would be in the background.
Okay.
You know, the shameless self-promotion. And, of course, it's the one time that I'm going to reach behind me and need to look at something or to show you something. But Johnny brought me some albums the other day, and I'm not sure if this is the one that's got that song on it or not.
Yeah.
But remember, this is the only thing on Facebook right now on our pages.
That's right.
But, yeah, let's see if I can do this without.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that. Happy Serving the Lord, the Songs of Faith.
I'll be dog. Yeah.
I don't know if I can Vanna White hold it so it doesn't get all the reflection on it and all that kind of stuff because it's still got the cellophane on it.
Oh, man. Yeah.
There's the back of it.
Uh-huh. Okay, we're going to have to
go up at the top of the pool slide. So
yeah.
Have you got that one?
I don't think I have that one. I have a couple of other older Songs of Faith. We're going to have to do some digitizing and share them one week.
Yeah, Zion's Hill's not on that one, but we'll have to work on that. So
yeah.
Show some more comments while I'm trying to get my act together over there.
Yeah, well, Drew Gordon said way to go. So I guess our song that we sang was all right. I mean, our number that we sang was all right.
Drew's in Nebraska now, if I'm thinking right.
Really?
Yeah. So.
I drove through what I would consider a blizzard one time across Nebraska. Loretta can vouch for that too. This Alabama boy didn't know much about driving in the snow, but buddy, we drove through one that night. Let me tell you.
I could tell the story about when you had me driving when I went to New York with y'all, and I was in Pennsylvania, and it was slushy and frozen and all that kind of stuff, and 3 different 18-wheelers boxed me in. Loretta was sitting in the shotgun, and you was asleep in the back.
Okay, yeah.
But that's the scaredest I believe I've ever been while driving because it was snow and slush and ice on the roadways, and I had a 18-wheeler on either side of me and one right up on my tail.
All right. That was the same. That was the same trip that the van broke down, and we had to change out a thermostat.
Oh yeah,
in the middle of somewhere that was probably just before that. You probably drove some after that, after we got the van going again.
York, Nebraska is where he is.
Okay,
so there you go.
Yeah,
and then he says, "You should hit the weights hard at the gym with those steroids, Chris." Well, number 1, I ain't running for sheriff, and number 2, what is this gym and weights that you speak of? Okay, anyway. I was going to say, Scott said he heard something about the tunnel flooding too. Was you trying to put that up same time I was?
Yes. So that lightning bolt that same day he heard about tunnel flooding then, yeah.
So anyway.
My.
We've probably run more people off than we've ever had. I know some folks is laughing, so that's a good thing. So
yeah, that's
we like it when you laugh at us. And so.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about some gospel music. What do you think?
Please do. Please, let's do take 2. Let's do another number 11 song.
And this one came to us from the Crab family. This one I came across, and that happened that at the time they were all traveling together. Was 3 brothers was a part of that, and so I will be totally honest. I had never listened to this song until today, but it came
Really?
across when I said number 11, and I thought, hey, that's going to be timely for a Champion Brothers broadcast. So I'm going to personally dedicate this song to you, and I'm going to even pull brother cousin Scott in there and dedicate to him as well.
All right.
Let's hear Brothers Forever.
We don't always see eye to eye. You've got your ways and I've got mine. But through it all, we'll always pull together. When it comes to push and shove, you're quick to lend a hand of love. The blood runs deep. Brothers forever. We all have the same Heavenly Father. Our bragging rights, children of the King. Our pedigree is deep, from Adam to you and me. United in the Lord, we'll stand together. We're next of kin, brothers forever. We don't know what tomorrow will bring, but we know the good Lord knows our name. He'll make us strong through each of our endeavors. If you reach home before my time, remember I'm not far behind. Through life or death, we'll still be brothers forever. We all have the same Heavenly Father. Our bragging rights, children of the King. Pedigrees deep, from Adam to you and me. United in the Lord, we'll stand together. We're next of kin, brothers forever. We're next of kin, brothers forever.
That's Brothers Forever, the Crab family here on the Champion Brothers Big Broadcast. Neil and Chris with you. Chris making a mess of things, and
No.
Neil just sitting there like he always does, just enduring it and laughing it off and say, well, at least I ain't as bad off as my brother is.
No, I thought
I like that. So I remember hearing it, and I want to say that a country artist or a country group or somebody recorded it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I don't know where I'm remembering that from, but when I was listening to it. But and speaking of Brothers Forever, I'm going off on a tangent that you're not even aware of.
Okay.
It wasn't in the list or wasn't even in the discussion.
Right.
But throughout this broadcast, when we're playing songs, I'll just pop on Facebook and check just to make sure that everything's running right and all this kind of stuff. And it happened that it popped up on, it reminded me of my memories today, as Facebook is wont to do sometimes.
Right.
And now if I can just find out what year it was, because I don't remember that right off the top of my head. 2016, on this date, June 2nd, in 2016, we got together just north of Fayette here. And this was me and Neil in the background there, and then Mark Jones in the front, and Avon in the middle, and Ken Cook over on the right. And I always say indirectly that was the birth of Faithful Friends, because we were singing. Ken's son Greg was the preacher at Mount Vernon Methodist Church, just what is that, west of Fayette. and he had invited us to come and do some old Colombian songs for their homecoming, and we went and I think that was the night that we practiced, obviously, but we wouldn't sing in front of folk dressed like that, and then shorts that I got on. But anyway, we'd run out wearing short breeches in the Lord's house. But we got together, and then I think that was on a Thursday night or something like that. I don't remember what it was, but and then we sang that Sunday. And then Ken asked me, he said, you ever thought about doing any singing again? I was like, yeah, I'd love to if we can get somebody to sing with us. And about a year later, Johnny Duran called us one day and said that he had some folks call him, but they wanted a group. They didn't want a soloist. And so he wanted to know if me and Ken wanted to go with him to a church in Akron and for singing, and Faithful Friends was born. So
there you go. I love
but
it.
I thought that was cool that happened. What is that? 6 years ago today.
Yeah, that is
because Faithful Friends started singing. I think that was in July of 2017 when we started. So
okay.
So that didn't cost you any extra. I just thought I'd throw that in because it happened on this date.
I hear you.
As I say on the radio, there's just some odd facts known by a few. So
there you go. But it's known by a few more now.
Well, yeah. So, hey to Big Mal, he said he just got back from Gaither's Family Festival in Gatlinburg and saw some great talent. So,
I'm sure he did.
That is a big thing.
Sure.
So,
Yeah.
hey to Mal, he's here in Fayette.
Okay.
So, what else you got on your mind?
Another song that popped up that a memory immediately popped into my mind was this next one. And, over the years, after we were with the Colombian Quartet, Mark Jones was a part of that. And then later the Bama Boys, and Mark was a part of that. We saw a good bit of Mr. Calvin Jones, Mark's dad.
Mm-hmm.
And the song, if it was a singing where they were asking people to come up and direct songs, he would usually get asked. And more often than not, he would do this song. And there's just a video in my mind. There's probably a compilation of all the times I saw him doing it, of him directing this song.
Yep.
And the song is "Everybody Will Be Happy Over There." And I can see him with that book, and I can see him shaking it at people, and I can see him slapping it on his hand and saying, "Everybody." Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I had to get my redback Camel out so I could do that.
There you go. That's what I think of.
I had it right here at the ready.
Yeah. This is a cut of that song that the Cathedral Quartet actually did on one of their earlier live albums. This was in 1974. It had a very unique title, "Live in Concert" was the title of that album from 1974.
And the way this is going tonight, Neil, by the time I get this started and get the picture up, it'll be over because it's a short one. Because I think it was at the end. It was like the end of the concert. But
yes, it's a quick one.
This is the back time in the news gym right here. You ready?
Let's go.
Let me see if I can get all my buttons pushed here and see if I can get this going. Now,
everybody gonna be happy over there, over there. We'll be happy over there. We will shout and shout through their praise. Everybody will be happy over there. Everybody gonna be happy over there, over there. We'll be happy over there. We will shout through their praise. Everybody will be happy over there. One more. Everybody gonna be happy over there, over there. We'll be happy over there. We will shout and shout through their praise. Everybody will be happy over there. We gonna shout. We gonna shout. We gonna shout over there.
the cathedrals, and everybody will be happy over there. If you, I'm going to leave the picture up there for a second, Neil, but
Yeah.
that was Roy Trimble on the left singing tenor, George Amon Webster holding bass, singing baritone, and of course Glenn Payne singing that lead and holding that note about 6 beats longer than anybody else.
Yeah.
George singing the bass, and then that's Haskell Cooley playing the piano, and I'm not sure who the guitar player. I guess that's a guitar player back there in the back. I don't know who that is. I never even noticed that before.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. George
But
Amber
yeah,
played
that's
bass.
good stuff. But that's number 180 in your Redback Church hymnal if you want to look
There
it
you go.
up and sing
There
the
you
do
go.
re mi's and all that. But yeah, Mark showed me that video of Mr. Calvin not too long ago,
Yeah,
and I just loved that. But yes, sir, there was no finer congregational leader than Mr. Calvin Jones, that's for sure. So,
that's right. That is right. Man, the memories just start flowing when I saw that. So,
mm-hmm.
and they continued on this next song, but before that, did y'all know there's going to be a singing in Fayette, Alabama in July?
I've heard something about it. Tell me
And,
about it.
and do y'all know that we want y'all to remember that? I think you do,
Yeah,
because we
that's
are
kind
telling
of the
you.
whole purpose of this deal.
That's what got it started, was to let them know about singing at the Fayette Civic Center. And in July, the 23rd of July, we're going to have the Lefevre Quartet back, or with us, not back with us, but back at the Fayette Civic Center. We're going to be bringing in the Lefevre Quartet from Atlanta, Georgia, and you're going to hear some fine Southern Gospel quartet singing that night. If you will come,
Yeah, you
and
need to come.
if you will come, and if you will bring somebody, the night will be even better.
Yeah,
And that's what we hope you'll do. There is to be no charge for admission. We are going to start at 6 p.m. promptly. That will give you an extra hour to sleep, because we started the last one at 7, and we thought, let's back it up an hour next time. Right. And but yeah, y'all just come and be a part and tell somebody about it. My dear, I ain't trying to be funny.
well, you are.
I just have a dream of seeing that place full for a Southern gospel singing, and I believe it would be pleasing to the Lord if we can fill that house and us all worship and praise together in His music. Now, He's got all kinds of music, but Southern gospel is also His music because it tells His story. Okay,
Yep.
So yeah, y'all come and be with us that night, 23rd of July. Chosen Witness, Faithful Friends, and featuring the Lefevre Quartet. Yep.
It'll be a good one.
Surely hope so.
What's next on your list?
Another one that I came across, it was track 11. And yeah, some of these albums, people might think there wasn't tracks on a record, but you start counting on the A side or side 1 and count them, and then you continue on the B side or side 2, and that's how you sometimes get a track 11. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just had to throw that in. I come across this one though by the Happy Goodman family, and it was a song that I can distinctly remember you and I and Dad and Avon Russian doing, the Bama Boys. And Avon took the lead on that second verse, I believe, did a solo on that second verse, and I can hear Avon singing it right now. I tell you, when we did it a bunch of times, people loved it because people love the old songs. And but this particular recording is from the Happy Goodman family back in 1968. So let's listen to Glad Reunion Day.
There will be a happy meeting in heaven, I know, when we see the many loved ones we've known here below, gathered on the blessed hilltops with hearts full of glow. That will be a glad reunion day. That will be a happy day, a wonderful day. That will be a happy day, a glorious day. There with all the holy angels and loved ones to stay. That will be a glad reunion day. When we live 1,000,000 years in that wonderful place, basking in the love of Jesus, beholding His face, it will seem but just a moment of praising His grace. That will be a glad reunion day. Glad day, a wonderful day. Glad day, a glorious day. There with all the holy angels and loved ones to stay. That will be a glad reunion day. Glad day, a wonderful day. Glad day, a
Happy Goodmans, and that will be a glad reunion day here on the Champ Brothers broadcast. I'll learn how to talk eventually. I ought to go on the radio. That seems like a thing to do. But, and I don't know, I don't know why I've gone this long and listened to the Happy Goodmans as much as I have. I need to do a deep dive sometime, but Sam Goodman's range. Have you ever listened hard to him? I mean, you talk about baritone singers, and, you know, as far as I'm concerned, there's Glenn Allred and there's Scoot Shellnut, and then there's everybody else. But the more I listen to and listen hard to some of those old Goodman records, I mean, that Joker's range was just incredible, because and that was a good example on that song, because that first verse, you know, Howard's singing lead, so Sam's singing below him. But then when they flip it and Vestal takes the lead, you know, and he goes up to that high tenor part, or high harmony part or whatever. And I was like, man alive. The range on that guy was just absolutely incredible. So
he can sure get it done. No doubt.
All right, let's see now. Boo's coming in, and he says, okay, this is number 10 or 12 airing, and I'm just wondering why y'all won't let the wives in front of the camera. Well, mine's not here. She's at Bible school tonight. Neil, I don't know about you, but mine's not here. And more often than not, it seemed like the first few weeks that we had this, we had company that we either expected or didn't expect.
Yeah. Well, mine has every intent on being on here one night as one of our guests, but that day hasn't come yet. It's not ready yet. So
yeah.
But
oh, hang in there, Boo. It'll happen eventually.
It will happen. You'll see Miss Loretta on here one night.
But of course, both of them were. Well, of course, Loretta was, because she was singing when Chosen Witness. But Molly was there back in March, and as far as I know, she'll be there in July with us. So
sure hope so. Yep.
Oh, yeah. So there's your answer. That's the reason mine's not on tonight, because she ain't here and probably won't get home until about 8:30. And I hope we're done by then, and I'm headed towards bed, or at least in that direction. So.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear you. And I'm downstairs at the house is where I'm doing this, and Loretta's always upstairs watching us live. So she kind of keeps me in tune and does a little commenting herself, communicating with people, and she's in the back room as a part of this every time we go on. So
yeah, but so yeah, it's just me and Megan. She just got home from work. She works over at CVS in Tuscaloosa, and Molly and Eli is helping out at Bible school. Molly is the science teacher. Did we ever have a science part of Vacation Bible School? I thought that was interesting that they were doing that this year.
I don't remember that.
And Eli's helping with the music, and they've got like the beach theme and all that. So they got their Hawaiian shirts and all that kind of stuff. So
well, that warms my
show
heart.
That off sometimes, huh?
That warms my heart to hear Eli's helping with the music.
Oh yeah,
it. That boy's just turned into a singing machine, ain't he?
I'm telling you, now if we can just get him into the quartet world, we'll be all right. But
yeah, I keep praying. I'm just going to keep silently praying.
Yeah.
No pushing.
Yeah, and Daddy never pushed us. I mean,
he didn't, never.
I will fully and freely admit that, you know, some of my earliest memories was riding around when we'd just go riding. My earliest memories was in, I think, Montgomery. When we lived there in 72 and 3 or something like that, or 73, 74.
Mm-hmm.
And we'd go around riding, and Daddy would start singing all these songs. And like, what in the world is that? And he kept talking about this guy named ChampCastS. And
ChampCastS.
Yeah, I'm serious. I was probably at least 15 or 16 years old before I knew the man's name was Jake Hess.
Really?
Because I would hear Daddy say it, and I thought he was saying J. Kess. Like his first name was Jay, like Parrick, and his last name was Kess. J. Kess. And he was doing all this, you know, these motions and these eyes, and he's rolling his hands. I'm like, what is wrong with Daddy? Why is he doing that?
And he was,
you know, because, I mean, back then we had no such thing as YouTube or, you know, and Gospel Singing Jubilee. That was way after, you know, the heyday of the Statesman. And, and he was doing all this, prayer is the key, you know, and I was like, what is wrong with him?
Yeah.
And then, you know, and it you know, I was like, what is all that? You know?
Right.
But then the more he poured it into us, the more we just started loving it.
That's right. That's
And
right.
I feel the same way about old country music too, because that's, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
if we wasn't listening to him sing or listening to a gospel tape, we was listening to something country on the radio. So,
Yeah. That's right. That's right.
yeah, I'm that guy that loves Prayers of Key to Heaven just as much as I do. What is it? Rednecks, White Sox, and Blue Ribbon Beer. I shouldn't say that on this show, but that's one of the songs that I remember as a kid hearing on the radio, and it didn't scar me for life.
Right. No, definitely not.
Anyway, I may start preaching now. I got to shut up.
Oh, now.
I ought to do this more often on less sleep. I'm just like, my mind just going like,
You're definitely running on adrenaline for sure. You're running on adrenaline. Hey, look, from the back room, Loretta added in a comment that song, Glad Reunion Day, she reminded me that's Miss Dorothy Jones, which is Aunt Dorothy to Loretta and I, which is Mark's mom, that's one of her favorite songs is Glad Reunion Day.
Well,
so
there you go.
I'm glad we could play that for Aunt Dorothy tonight.
Got that one covered too. Wait a minute. Let me see. I think that's in the Redback Hymnal too.
It probably is. Yeah.
I'm not sure if it is or not. I want to say. No, I don't think it is. Not as Glad Reunion Day. I don't know if it's.
Yeah.
But anyway.
It was what
I throw that in.
Sometimes in the Bama Boys days, there would just be times that Daddy and Avon would just kind of just start singing some song. One of them would think of a song and start singing. The other one would join in. And then it was like, okay, Neil and Chris, find your place.
Oh, yeah.
and that's how songs got added to our list a lot of times. The Glad Reunion Day is one of those. That's how it got added. Avon probably started singing that verse in the bass range, and then before you know it, it was on the list, and we were doing it every weekend, there for a while. So
there you go.
Man,
we got a couple more.
We do have
like this one.
He is, yeah. There's no big long memory necessarily associated with this one. I just like bluegrass gospel, and I can think of probably 100 or more churches that could fit this bill that this song's talking about, that we travel to and that we sung at and that we were in service in over the years. So yeah, this was track number 11 from the album in 1991 called Only God from Doyle Lawson and Quicksilver, The Church at Hickory Grove.
Back to the place where long before salvation there I found. My sins were all forgiven there, the Spirit sweetly flowed. I could surely feel God's presence in the church at Hickory Grove. Oh, that church at Hickory Grove. Oh, that church back years ago. On my knees and unashamed, He heard my cry, praise His name. I found God in that church at Hickory Grove. How well I still remember when meeting time came round. There was preaching, praying, singing there on the old campground. That's where I met the Savior and felt the glory roll. I was mighty close to heaven in the church at Hickory Grove. Oh, that church at Hickory Grove. Oh, that church back years ago. On my knees and unashamed, He heard my cry, praise His name. I found God in that church at Hickory Grove. Oh, that church at Hickory Grove. Oh, that church back years ago. On my knees unashamed, He heard my cry, praise His name. I found God in that church at Hickory Grove. On my knees unashamed, He heard my cry, praise His name. found God in that church at Hickory Grove.
Yes, sir. Doyle Lawson at Quicksilver and the church at Hickory Grove here on Champ Brothers broadcast. And let's see here. We got all kind of stuff left to do here. I thought, when I saw that, Neil,
Yeah.
and if you think, I mean, especially on nights like tonight, it's even harder than normal to get inside my head. But what do you think I thought of when I heard Hickory Grove?
Hickory Grove. Max Bobbitt.
Yeah. I was like, he must have a Max Bobbitt story.
Well, now I'm sorry I don't. Man.
But Max Bobbitt preached at Hickory Grove, did he not?
He did. I can remember us singing there one time, and I still remember the sermon that he preached. He preached a
Really?
sermon on the unpardonable sin.
Yeah.
That was the sermon he preached that day. That I don't know if it was homecoming or if it was, but yeah, we actually sang there, and I remember him preaching a sermon about the unpardonable sin.
Wow.
Sure do.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, you just never know what's going to come across our minds. But when I saw that, I was like, well, he must have a Max story. So
Yeah.
and I think, and we're distantly kin to him too, aren't we? Through Grandma
We are.
Champion.
We are. Yeah. Yep. She was a
She
Bobbitt.
was a Bobbitt. Yeah.
Yep. So that gets us to be cousins right on in there. That's right.
I want to give some shout outs to folks that may not have commented, but have responded. And so they may or may not still be with us. But Sharon Owens, your classmate.
Yeah, that's cousin.
I see her. Yes, I
She's
see
just
her
a
from time
cousin
to
also.
time. Yep. Miss Jewel Daffrin,
Wow.
Mama Jew, which I think it's against the law to call her that now, but that's what we called her in high school. Miss Jewel Daffrin, our
Right.
guidance counselor for both of us when we were in high school, and I think
Yeah.
she taught Mom and Daddy both too, didn't she?
I think so. Yeah, I think she was a teacher.
And how about this? Our buddy Mike Franklin from the formerly the Melody Boys Quartet, now a United Voice. Hey to him. Randall Sutherland. Randall, I had it on my mind. Was it yesterday was Randall's birthday or Tuesday or sometime?
Yeah, I think it was Monday.
It was sometime this week, but happy belated birthday, Randall. I didn't forget about it. I just didn't ever get around to saying so to you one way or the other. My buddy Melissa Blackburn up in the Birmingham area. Appreciate her. Miss Jean Morris is back with us, and Judy Armstrong and a few others that have made some comments. My old pal Malik Shepard from right here in Fayette
Right.
had chimed in for a little bit. I hope he's still with us, but glad to see all of y'all. So some of you don't necessarily comment, but I do, just recently figured this thing out that I can see the likes and people that stopped by, even if it is just for a minute or two. But I hope you're hanging around and hope that we're, number one, getting the word to you. Number two, hopefully entertaining you a little bit and putting a smile on your face and make you forget about some of the other crud that's going on in the world right now.
Yeah.
And I don't apologize for that. I don't know if you do or not, Neil, but
I don't.
if in our own special, unique way we can entertain you, hey, we're going to do that. So
That's right.
brag on Jesus all at the same time. So, hey, there's Johnny. He says that we're doing good and to keep it up. I think I will, Johnny.
Hey, Johnny. Yeah. He's one man that has endured singing in quartets with both Champion brothers at different times. Man, give him an extra star in his crown, no doubt.
And not too many weeks ago, sung with both of us in both of the quartets that we sing with now.
Oh, he sure did. That's right.
Because you were filling in for who were you filling in for? You were filling in for Ken, and I was filling in for Randall.
Yeah.
And so you sung Ken's part with some Faithful Friends with Johnny, and then got Johnny to sing some some Chosen Witness songs with y'all. So
Yeah.
so that was pretty cool. So
Yeah. Fun day. Fun
love
day.
me some Johnny Deering. That man can forevermore sing and write a song
Absolutely can. And we're still singing
in
songs.
either order.
We're still singing Johnny Deering songs in Chosen Witness concerts today. Absolutely. Love them.
Yep. So what we got? One more that you want to play?
One more.
We've been here almost an hour, and I'm ashamed of myself because I killed about 15 minutes of it looking for a picture of a lightning bolt a while ago. But
It was all right. You made the point. That's all right. All right. One other thing I'd like to say real quick, and that is
Yes.
thinking about Miss Jewel Daffrin, and a memory with her is when that time came when I had to start thinking about if I was going to go to college, what was I going to do? And of
Mhm.
course, that's part of what a guidance counselor did, is kind of help you figure that out. And she asked me during a session, "What do you want to do?" I said, "I don't know. I don't know what I want to do." It's like most kids, I want to be this when I grow up, and change 100 times. And I was just like, I don't know what I want to
Yeah.
do. But I told her, I said, I like math. That's my favorite subject. I really like math. And she said, and science, I like science pretty good too. And she said, well, if you like math and science, you probably need to look towards some type of engineering. And so with that, guidance, I entered the pre-engineering program at what was then Brewer State Junior College. And as a freshman, one of the courses you took with pre-engineering was Introduction to Computers. And
Yeah.
that's when the light went off. It's
Ding,
like,
ding, ding.
you're telling me I can type some stuff here and make that machine do what I want it to? I said, I want to know all about that. And
Sign me up.
that's when I jumped into computers. So Miss Jewel led me right down the path to exactly what I wanted to do and what I've enjoyed doing all these years. So
Yeah.
thank you, Miss Jewel.
And I used to just love going in her class because I knew early on, probably about 7th or 8th grade, that I wanted to go into radio. And at that time, they didn't have what they call the core curriculum. There wasn't a set number of just basic courses that you had to take in college. Well, in the School of Communication, you only had to take, I think it was one math class, or no, I'm sorry, it was no math classes, and you only had to take like one natural science class. And so I went to Miss Daffer and I was like, well, if I don't have to take this in college, is there really a reason to take it much past the 9th grade in high school? And, she didn't discourage me because, of course, a teacher and a guidance counselor is going to want you to take as many courses as you can. But at the same time, she saw my line of thinking. And so after 9th grade, and I'm ashamed of this now, I would, especially now that I got Eli, because I couldn't let him get away with this, and they've changed the rules now that you have to take all that stuff now anyway. But after 9th grade, I was taking a bunch of extracurriculars and electives and that kind of stuff, and so a lot of times I just go in the guidance counselor's office and hang out with Mama Jew, and we'd practice Scholars Bowl or something like that. And just loved that time that I spent with her. And I've been saying for way too long that I need to get by and see her. She's still there in the Millport area. So, yep, love Miss Mama Jew. So
That's right. Yes, me as well.
we
One
got-
more to share.
Yes, and we've got a great backstory, and I think we have referred to this before, but Mr. Ed Sprouse, that was a member of the Blue Ridge Quartet, and he was one of those kind of like the Bryant brothers, but by the time we met him, he wasn't with the Blue Ridge Quartet, and we knew him as a member of the Old Timers. And,
right.
and the more we were around him and found out more about his history, the more interested I became in him, wanted to talk with him and all that. And he was so kind to us to, in the early days of when people would take records and put them on cassette tape, he was doing that. Did he do some CDs later, maybe, or was
Yes.
it all just cassettes? Yeah.
No, CDs is what I got. Yeah, I got
Yeah.
copies of CDs that he digitized.
But he gave us, just countless numbers of old Blue Ridge Quartet albums from the time that he was with them in the 50s and early 60s.
Mm-hmm.
And now, I've got them all in my iTunes, and you go down through there, and the list of Blue Ridge Quartet songs is probably longer than any other group that I've got on there. And
Yeah.
that's thanks to Mr. Ed Sprouse. And
right.
what a wonderful singer and a wonderful man that he was, and remembering him so much and so thankful that he left us his own personal legacy of his music. And I was thrilled when I saw this one was on your list tonight. Tell me about this particular song.
Yeah, one thing to add to that is when I started my journey of collecting LPs, specifically Southern Gospel LPs and all like that, I've just about got all of the LPs from that represent those CDs that he gave us back then. And every time I come across one, it threw, this is the album, right?
Yeah.
And I've been listening to this little CD that he burned off on his computer all those years, and now this is the album.
Wow.
But yeah, this one is track 11 on this project, the By His Hands project. And I mean, the title immediately caught me when I was looking down through there at all those 11. It said Bits of Hits. That's the title of this track, and it's basically a medley of pretty popular songs, probably in the time that they did this. And so, yeah, let's just close out the night. Oh, this album by his hands was from 1963, which is
Wow.
the year that I discovered America.
That is true.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So
How about that?
y'all do the math, figure out my age. But listen to this song. Listen to these bits of hits from Blue Ridge.
One day I was a walking
Walking up and
down the lonesome road,
and then the
Spirit spoke unto me,
Lordy and the
fill my heart with the joy.
joy.
One day I was a walking
Walking up
down the lonesome road,
and the singing.
I thank God I'm in His care, in His care.
Let me tell you now,
Since I'm in His care,
hallelujah.
I'm in my Savior's care.
Let me tell you now,
Since I'm in His care, in His care. King Jesus got His arms all around me. No evil thoughts can harm me, 'cause I thank God I'm in His care, in His care.
well, I wanna be
Ready, Lord, I wanna be ready. Lord, I wanna be ready. Put on my traveling shoes. Why don't you lead me to that rock that is higher than I? Oh, lead me to that rock. Yes, Lord, lead me to that rock. Why don't you lead me to that rock that is higher than I? Thou hast been a shelter for me. These are bones, these are bones, these are dry bones, these are bones, these are bones, these are dry bones, these are bones, these are bones, these are dry bones. Now here's the word of the Lord. And now the foot bone's connected to you, a leg bone, your leg bone's connected to you, a knee bone, your knee bone's connected to you, a thigh bone, your thigh bone's connected to you, hip bone, your hip bone's connected to you, backbone, your backbone's connected to you, shoulder bone, your shoulder bone's connected to you, neck bone, your neck bone's connected to you, head bone. Now here's the word of the Lord. These are bones, while I walk around. These are bones, while I walk around. These are bones, while I walk around. Now here's the word of the Lord. And now the head bone's connected to you, neck bone, your neck bone's connected to you, shoulder bone, your shoulder bone's connected to you, backbone, your backbone's connected to you, hip bone, your hip bone's connected to you, thigh bone, your thigh bone's connected to you, knee bone, your knee bone's connected to you, a leg bone, your leg bone's connected to you, a foot bone. Now here's the word of the Lord.
let me tell you now,
Since I'm in His care,
hallelujah.
I'm in my Savior's care.
Let me tell you now,
Since I'm in His care, in His care. King Jesus got His arms all around me. No evil thoughts can harm me, 'cause I thank God I'm in His care, in His care.
The Blue Ridge Quartet, bits of hits with a whole bunch of good songs all mashed up into one on that one. And we heard Dry Bones and a whole bunch of them in there. So, what did you make a list of which ones we heard?
I actually didn't. I didn't. But they was in there. Lead Me to the Rock was in there.
Yeah, that's
Which
right.
Which
And
I
Mr. Ed was yodeling almost on that one.
He was, yeah. When I heard "Lead Me to the Rock," kind of in the back of my mind, I heard Mike Franklin singing that too with the metal.
Oh,
voice.
yeah.
And of course, that was right. That was George Younts on that album along with him, right? Wasn't that George singing bass?
I mean, it sounded like it, but I was 63's around the time that he went with the Cathedrals too, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
I want to say that. I'm not positive, but
Okay, all right.
it sounded awful lot like him if it wasn't. So, I mean, I think it would have been either him or Burl Strevel. Is that right? I think Burl
Yeah.
followed George.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so it was
but
one of them.
anyway.
Yeah. Anyway. All right. Well, hey.
We've been here an hour and 4 minutes, or 48 minutes if you don't count all the time that I was messing around.
Yeah, we can just kind of go ahead and head towards signing off. Hey, Kay.
Kay says, "Hey y'all," and Scott seconded the motion that he was pretty sure it was George. So thank you,
Okay.
appreciate that. So,
Good deal. Good deal.
and then Boo wanted to know this: how many hours did we spend at Lee's house transferring the cassette tapes?
There was some, yeah, I can remember
Yep.
some time being paid there. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
given there for sure, for sure.
But
So
before we get out of here one more time, hit it,
Oh, yeah.
Earl.
yeah, July the 23rd, 6 p.m. Fayette, Alabama, Fayette Civic Center. We're bringing in the Lefevre Quartet, and y'all put it down. I hope somebody, as many times as I've said, I hope y'all write this down. Somebody surely writes it down, okay? And so you can remember
Yes.
that. And if you keep listening to us, you'll get, you might get sick of it because I'm going to be telling you about it every time we get on here. But
We're going to Mr. Wayman and on you.
yeah,
He used to tell us in FFA Quartet, boys, y'all going to sing these songs till you're sick of them.
there you go. Yeah, we're
We're going to
that.
keep telling y'all about this thing until you're sick of it, and you're still going to come. So
That's right. That's right. July the 23rd with the Lefevre Quartet and Chosen Witness and Faithful Friends. And won't cost you a dime to get in the door. And yeah, we're going to have a great time. There is another one coming up in November. We kind of mentioned it a little bit, but we want to get this July one in your mind. But in November the 19th, we're going to have Endless Highway. And if you don't know them much, Google them. If you don't know what that is, ask your grandkids. They'll tell you. You can find
there's a
them.
picture right there.
That's them right there, mom and dad and son and daughter. And they're going to bless our hearts that night. The music that they put together, they'll sing some traditional sounding stuff. They'll play some instruments. Just come. And we'll talk more about them. And I hope we'll have some of them on here with us as guests, just like we're going to have some of the Lefevre Quartet on here with us as well, leading up to July. But yeah, July 23rd, Fayette Civic Center. Y'all come and be with us. And that's just about going to put a wrap on it.
All right, then. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. And if you're not watching us live and watching us later, we appreciate it. I'm sorry for whatever that was that happened toward the beginning of the show, but just go
right.
freeze the screen on the lightning bolt and you'll get it. But anyway, thank y'all. And we got to do some meeting and discussing, Neil. I'm not 100% sure I can be here live next Thursday, so it may be my time to be absent and get Scott to fill in for me.
Okay.
Hint, hint, Scott, if you're watching. But if not, we'll talk about it twixt now and then and come up with a plan. But one way or the other, some of us will be around sometime real soon. How about that?
All right. Sounds good.
Thank y'all so much for watching. And, wait a minute. I got to do this. Scott raised his hand, so he may be in. So
okay.
we'll meet. And what is it? Foghorn, Leghorn, I think it was. It said, that's called for meeting and discussing.
Yeah.
Anyway, y'all have a wonderful evening. I'm going to go lay down for a little bit. Next time I may be as dry as them bones that the Blue Ridge Quartet was singing about, because I may be over this being punch drunk or whatever it is I am, but sleep deprived, whatever. Thank y'all. We love you. We appreciate you. God bless you, and we'll see y'all next time.
See you.